Hey friends, welcome to my channel Photographic Memory. Today's video is about free gingival autographs. So free gingival autographs is a technique which is used to create a widened zone of attached gingiva. It is also used in cases where there is dehiscence, recession and even fenestrations. So let's start with the procedure then. So there are normally two techniques by which we can do a free gingival autograph. First one is the classical technique and second one is the variant technique. So in this technique, there is no color matching seen after the treatment. So the new attached gingiva would have a color which is different from the original gingiva. So let's start with the procedure then. So the first step is to prepare a recipient site. Second step is to obtain the graft from the donor side. And the third step is to transfer and immobilize the graft. Fourth step is to protect the donor site. So in the first step, as you can see over in this diagram, there is decreased zone of attached gingiva. So we need to increase the zone of attached gingiva. First, we incise at the mucogingival junction with a 15 number blade. We prepare a firm connective tissue bed over that area and the periosteum should be left covering the bone site. We should extend the incisions approximately twice as that of the desired width of the attached gingiva, allowing for 50% contraction of the graft when healing is complete. Now, there is another technique in which even two vertical incisions are given alongside the gingival margin. So, the amount of contraction normally depends on the extent to which the recipient site penetrates the muscle attachments. So, deeper the site, the greater is the tendency of the muscles to elevate in the graft. So after the incisions are made, the flap is reflected and it is sutured apically where the free gingival graft will be located. So we give 3 or 4 independent gut sutures and then area where the graft is going to be positioned, we create a aluminium foil template for future use. Then the second step starts, which is obtaining the graft from the donor site. So normally the donor site is palate. So the graft should be of same size as that of the recipient site. Okay. So now we place the template which we had created from the recipient side on the donor side and then we make incisions accordingly. We separate the graft with the blade, lifting it gently and not hampering the underlying tissues. Here the flap should be separated by blunt dissection with a periosteal elevator attached to it. Now the advantages of this variant are less postoperative mobility of the graft, less swelling and better hemostasis. Now the graft should be of proper thickness and this is important for its survival. It should be not too thin and not too thick also. If it is too thin, then it may cause necrosis of the graft and it may eventually cause exposure of the recipient site. Whereas if it is too thick, then the peripheral areas will be jeopardized because of the excessive tissue load which separates it from new circulation. Also, there will be deeper wound area at the donor site and while obtaining a graft from the donor side, it may also injure the major palatal arteries. So because of this reason, the graft should be of proper thickness. The ideal thickness of the graft of a palatal graft is 1 to 1.5 mm. So after separating the graft from the underlying tissue area, loose tags which are present on the underlying tissue area should be removed. Then this graft should be transferred to the recipient site. Okay. Now the third step comes, which is transfer and immobilize the graft. Over here, we should first remove the spons from the recipient side, then remove all the excess clot which is present on the side and position the graft exactly at the place where we need to and adapt it firmly. A space between the graft and the underlying tissue called as the dead space imparts vascularization and jeopardizes the graft. So because of this reason, the graft should be firmly adapted to the recipient site. Also, we should remove the excess clot which is present because it may interfere the vascularization of the graft. After this, we suture the graft at the lateral borders to the periosteum to secure it in its position. Now the graft is immobilized. Now after this, the next step, which is the last step, is to protect the donor site. Now we have to cover the donor site with periodontal pack for an period of 1 week and repeat it if it is necessary. Now retention of donor site can be a problem, so the pack may be retained by locking it through the interproximal spaces into the lingual surface from the facial surface. If there is no interdental spaces present, then we can use a plastic stent wired. Even Hawley's retainer is useful to cover the pack. So this is the classical technique for free gingival autografts, normally done in cases of dehiscence, fenestration, recession, and to increase the attached gingiva. Now in this classical technique, the donor site is left open and it must heal by secondary intention. Now there are various other techniques to minimize the donor site wound by removing the donor's tissue in a different configuration and altering the shape to maximize the covering over the recipient side. So there are three variant techniques. First one is the accordion technique. Second one is the strip technique. Third one is the combination of epithelial and connective tissue strip technique. In first technique, graft is obtained by alternate incisions in the opposite sides of the graft, and this technique increases the donor graft tissue by changing the configuration of tissue. In second, which is the strip technique, 2 or 3 strips of the gingival donor tissue about 3 or 5 mm in width are obtained, and these strips are then placed side to side to form one donor tissue, and they are sutured on the recipient side. The advantage of this technique is rapid healing of the donor side because the wound is of small size. Next is the combination technique, which can be performed where the deep strip graft is taken from the palate and is split into both an epithelial connective tissue strip and a pure connective tissue strip. Now these both can be used on the recipient side. So there is minimal invasion of the donor side and in which we obtain 2 donor tissues. So this is the advantage. So this was all about free gingival autografts, which we use in periodontal, plastic and aesthetic surgeries. Upcoming videos will be more about other autographs, so please stay tuned with it. Put in the comment section below what all videos you want to watch and on what topics. I am open with all suggestions. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel Photographic Memory. I'll come up with more videos. Till then, take care.